There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving the care and the promise of death. The welcome and life without fear.
I live for
Master.
Play Paris, who make you again Sktv menu. C'est ma chenille, tina ke ase ma jamu. Engi sano muni, emu aye yo. Engi lofa muni, emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
Ena dine ya tumale, ena salia ya tumale, ena kwanagli ya tumale, ena kodubwa ya tumale, ena dine ya tumale, ena salia ya tumale, ena kwanagli ya tumale, ena kodubwa ya tumale, ena napagi ya tumale, esta tiki, ena napagi ya tosi wapa ma ya tumale,
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lusa, from River Sass, River G to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Monserrat, San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
In the Sktv, it is the best in Liberia, and that's the fact. Folks, what a way to go, and what a way to say the pleasant good evening on the 29th of October. For a matter of fact, today is Wednesday, having to be the 29th of October, and it's ladies' night. So to all of our beautiful women out there, our mothers, our sisters, and all of you, let me say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, based on your locations. And, there are a lot of our people that in the Western world, most of them, sometimes by this time, either it's early in the morning, in the afternoon, maybe at night. So we got to say the wonderful good evening. And good evening and welcome to the Wednesday edition. How many more days to go into the year 2025? You have to do your calculation quick. And somebody just said that to me, but I think maybe let me just check quickly in my mind. Today is the 29th, 2 more days. 2 more days in the month. Yes, 2 more days in the month. 30 days in November. 31 days in that December. So 60, 61. So we can safely say 63 days. What? Oh, God. Yes. 63 more days to go. No, look. I will hang on Jesus. The other one who can me see Jesus. We don't know who hang on. Because me, I want hang on somebody's garment. I want hang on people's clothes. Because the time is flying and I'm not understanding anything at all. So I want hang on somebody. It can be that. How come that time is just like 63 more days to go? And I agree. Me, and I agree. And to admit, yes, look, if the time continue to go this way, then I will go Ethiopia. Yeah, they can't do the kind of thing to us. We don't understand nothing yet. We don't even know what of anything has started or whatsoever. Then the time running in this phone, man, no, I agree. Either I go Ethiopia all the time be slow a little bit and wait for me. Let me see what I can do some adjustment into some of my, is that the resolutions or reservations, everything, you know. Let me just think. Oh, the problem I put before God. God, I even see 1 year. Father God, what happened? 63 more days to go. And then let's try to show people. Yes, indeed, let's try to show. Today is Wednesday, and as usual, the show will be hot. Trust me, today the show will be hot, more than hot. Because moving forward up to 2026, 2027, 2028, up to 2029, look, we'll not be taking side with any kind of what you may call. Those of you who always saying the kind of local, the way they're talking, how you call it? They call what? We'll not take no, I don't want to say for party, but for us here, that's the kind of way we will do. People have been telling their own story, and their story is not sweet, so they got to send them home. But for us here, this story we will say here, you will enjoy it, and you don't want to send us home, But that's how the show, man. It's interesting. People today is it's Wednesday. Let's share the show. Welcome. Let me welcome few of our people. Emmett Hammer. Emmett, thank you so much, man. They are good friend and brother for keeping the show alive. And they are right there in Maggie City. Yeah, I mean, Mama, you forget about me. One of the issue where you are having kind one of you have a serious issue. No problem. We're not serious. Hey, man, having no wahala. Look, let me tell you, having one thing that you don't understand is that what are we serious with? We're not serious with. You will serious. Make Liberia better. That's all. Nothing else about him. Because we're not praise worshiping you. So we're not serious. You see the kind of thing? You tell your own story, the person says, go home and rest. This story you're talking, I don't understand anything. This whole story not sweet. Go home and rest. You come here having coming to tell us that we're not serious. You say it's serious, no problem. I will tell you and myself, in fact, this platform that we love Liberia more than you. You will find this platform. Most of you are fake. You're just looking for a job. You're just looking for survival. You're just looking for a way to get money, to steal from the people. That's all. Nothing else. Nothing else. So you come here, so you enjoying the flow and follow us, you won't say anything. Oh God, you're right. That's how to show people. Sidiki Travel, yeah, thank you. Fumba, Sambi Sese, Tavis Bachu. Just share the show. You have many people. They will not look. Man, better for us to even cross 2 years into your government having cunning and reach the far. And we still moving very strong. And your president listen to us. He's taking some actions. So you come here, people like you, we don't even look. They tell you we care. We don't even worry ourselves about these things. So for you, the only thing you see right now in Liberia is party politics, how to be part of political parties and so on. No. But for us, we see Liberia. Because Liberia is more than political party. So you come here instead of you enjoying the flow. Ask your man, what do you call him? The other consultant. We don't want to talk. When we come here, we don't want to be on people here and there. When we come here, you leave us. We quiet, we go with the national flow. Ask all of your consultants that used to be around here today, where are they today? All of them, their own consultants say most of them they're making 2,000 USD per month. What kind of sound consultancy some of these people are doing today? That the government still in different kind of phone and manner, they are still struggling. Waste the country resources, put people on consultancy, people like you, they put your own consultancy. For what reason, nobody knows. Just because they want to create job for you. So they put you on consultancy. You come here, you want to tell people about issues of being serious. I don't blame some of you, man. You're right. That's the system. The failure of the system and the way the politicians treat the system. That's what makes some of you will come and say anything that you want to say to people after using people, after abusing people, after making fun out of people. You come and say something, they don't even care. You will know who's serious and who's not serious. You will know. Oh, let's try to show people I'm sharing. Don't mind them. We know them. They say about their food. We shall know them. Some of us would love like because so dearly into our heart because we know where we come from. When we come here with our whole heart. The day God calls me, or the day God called me, that means that day I will be dead and gone. My children, and the rest of the other children who may not have access to the media, or their parents may not have access to the media, or maybe have opportunity to talk the way I'm doing today, they will feel that yes, someone was standing up for us, for our children, and for better Liberia. You think they get time for a political party? It's for you. We're not stopping you there. Don't go vote for your party, or don't support your political party. It's up to you. It's up to you. You like, in fact, every day of your life, where your political party shines, or in fact, your guardian, or what you may call it, wear them. What I want to talk to me? Oh God, wear them every day. It's up to you. So let's move, people. Let's share the show I'm doing already. You Munchu and Sadu Mensa, good evening to all of you. Winnie Smith, thank you for joining us. And James David, thank you so much for following this broadcast. Augustine Terry, thank you also for joining us from Baltimore, Maryland. And the rest of you, thank you. Please, let's share the show. Mr. Connie will join us very soon. And that the rest of the team will be here with us. We have so many things to talk about. Don't mind them. They follow us, even the newspaper. They take most of the stories from what we say here, from what we discuss here. So that's the strength. For us, we don't go for people. What will profit me if I waste all of my energy and time on dealing with somebody who, quote unquote, no, I don't waste my time, or in fact, we don't waste our time on that. So we discuss national issues. As long as the country is better, the life of every Liberian will get better. Whether you know politician, whether you're part of politics, what kind of contact you have, your life will get better. But for people like this who commenting in the phone manner, they feel that everything about your life should be contact. I know you don't have contact about, or maybe you don't have the politicians, their contact, or here and there, or you don't have maybe close connection with the politicians. That means you will suffer until you die. That's how the whole life look. They see like they are CDC. You know, when I see these people, they are CDC continue to be doing all them putting at the bar. But then I mean, then what Mr. Khan has been saying for ever so long, then that's a fact. That you are comparing yourself with CDC. Oh God. But anyway, let's move, man. Let's show people. God. Yeah, let's share the show. I'm doing. Please help me. Let's share the show. Alila hit around 400. Mark will be. Let me see what I'll send the link to Mark quickly. Yeah, I think I have to do that quickly. Let me see. Yeah, so the people, everything. No more serious issues. The only issue now is they and CDC every day when they post, they will compare and contrast. That's the only thing now they know. Can you imagine that? You come on as experienced person that people depend on you for their lives. People depend on you for them to get a job, something to do. Every day you come on, you post, you're talking about you and CDC. You're really serious? And you want to come here and be acting like, yeah, you know, to be presenting you people. I'm not in that for my brother. When it costs for me, I every morning to sleep. I'm grateful. I thank God. The only thing if I come here, Mr. Ability and that of his entire team and my bosses here, I'm grateful. When I come here, let me free to talk. That's all. Nothing else. So you do your thing. Let me see more. We'll get time for all the skin thing, and you'll be on road. You'll tell other people you'll put them on consultancy the year, and they're making $2,000 US every month. They can't talk anymore. No he, no tea, taking all the country money. Yeah, that move, people. That's Cooper. Thank you for joining us. And in fact, Okay, and say, if I go evening to you, brother Melbourne, thanks a lot for your hard work. I'm following you from Complet Nimba. Yes, indeed, my people. Thank you so much, Status Cooper. And you know, that's why we always here to make sure that we talk about the ills in society, because Tata people like you in Nimba County, you don't need to have contact with any politician before your life can be better. No, that's why you have the resources here to better your life. So today we'll be looking at the issue of the bread and butter. Everything they're doing right now is just about showmanship. By the way, that means I can't come on. But let me play the video quickly. Yeah. Let's play the video from our man, Sandro Dasoy Johnson. Then we continue with our talking.
Support United Party that if I want to work for this government, if I want to provide or I want to do a contract for the government, you must deprive me. No. I suffered. I went through hell. I went to the people. I was in Bombay, and Senator Tyler and I. For 3 months in the bushes. See, this is spent millions of dollars. We didn't have money to spend. We were able to convince our people to vote for President Parker. He alone will not do it. So if you don't protect my interest, you know, so I should only wait. Oh, now when election time coming now, then you call me? Hell no. I'm not a child. I got supporters. They have to survive. You don't want to help them. But I should be saying that I'm for my leg. Oh, Senator Johnson, Rescue Mission starting 2020 now. I said it, I will not support United Party in 2029. Let me repeat. I will not. Repeat it. I will not support United Party in 2029.
Is this Senator Johnson talking?
Sandro Dazo Johnson making the statement. I've said it. Those that have ears have heard it. I'm sure the president have heard it. I'm sure his vice president have heard it. I did it only for President Parker. Only. And I will not go beyond that. Nobody else behind them that I will support. Help no.
Or will you support someone in 2029?
But I just told you that the same.
Will you support someone?
Definitely. If I conclude with CMC, I will support them. Period. Support United Party that if I want to work for this government, if I want to provide or I want to do a contract for the government, you must deprive me.
So there you have it. I will not support the Unity Party. And I don't know whether he's still maintaining his position as museum office. Oh, God. These are things that will come here, then people are having, whoever they finish running away, you know, want to come back. Come back, having Kane. I know you well. Then you want to come here and can't tell what to do. So you listen to your own Lysium, I don't know, Lysium officer or between. Oh, God. Yeah. So he's right. He's right. And what he's saying, that's just the fact. Politics or political reward that we can call right is not in heaven. It's right there on earth. In fact, let me ask some of you today. Me and I even know whether we are superintendent in Maserati. I don't know. I stand to be corrected. Everyone has superintendent. I haven't seen the before. I haven't seen the superintendent before. I haven't interacted with the superintendent. Even it doesn't have to be me, but I don't think almost maybe 60% or 50%, in fact, even 40%, or in fact, even 30% of our citizens in Maserati County, I don't think they know they are superintendent. I don't think they know they're superintendent. But you know, sometimes when we come here, we don't want to be discussing this thing to make it look like that we have personal issue with people, and you know, no. That's why when you hear us talking, sometimes the way we talk, you know, on the neck of the president or the government or the power that be, because these are things. A superintendent, you are almost like a governor for the state or for the county or for the place. But today, where is the superintendent? Those of you here in Maserati, you know your own superintendent. But these are people that want you, or in fact, that want us. In fact, they want to teach us about things. They won't tell us what to do, what not to do. You have your own function. You have your own role to play. Your TOR. You have your people to serve. but you abandon them. So you listen to Senators, in fact, former Senator Samuel Johnson. He had people that look up to him. Today, the issue of bread and butter is the #1 priority. Liberians know very well that any president that takes power, that person will try, or they will do little much, or they will do little better. But they want job. People want to survive. People want to live. Look, we live in a modern world that even my late daughter, when I'm mailing, many want upper. You don't know? Oh, so where do? So only your child or your children, those of you who are in opposition, should be able to get access to these things. But for other people, no, it's not necessary, it's not good for them. When you do it, it's like you are doing favor for them. You will hear one person talking about, oh, you know, not Sktv-Lib making below 150. Insult. Complete insult to a family man. Look, if I was civil servant, I will not tell my wife or maybe my husband or my family member how much I'm making. I just tell them that I'm just contributing to the country. It is disgraceful. It is embarrassing. It's shameful to tell people that you make 150 when they take the they take the taxes, they take everything from the summer. You come down to either 130, 125, or 1 something. Is that salary for somebody for you to be boasting of? Some of you out there today who are government officials sitting up there, sitting the money you carry out there for lunch. The money some of you carry out there for lunch. That people hold more salary. You come, you want to tell us, you want to teach us, you want to lecture us on what to say, what to do. When the wickedness is glaring, everything about the society, the way the policy maker, the way these politicians, the way the leadership look like, the entire system is just about making the government officials rich and make the people to be poor and become beggars. What are the same Sktv-Lib that you can use? You know, somebody, one of them called me and said, maybe we'll not talk because right now the tension, even it's not easy. That when you come out, we're not going to even talk. Even though they're paying, they say, oh yeah, they're paying in time, maybe. But it is embarrassing that even our salary say the same. Even in fact, it can't even increase. But we can't talk because when we talk right now, the tension right is they will dismiss you. But you have one lawmaker, or you have one government official. Like for example, the LPRC boss, when you see him, all right, you already see money. Yeah, man, the country is interesting, man. Anyway, let me bring more entering, but it is indeed interesting for us as people. And this is the kind of life that we live, that when you talk, then people feel that you hate, you are against, you this and that, and they describe you how they want to because they want our people to continue to live in perpetual poverty. Live in poverty. When you make 150, how long will it take you to make close to 2, 3, 4, 5,000 US when you begin 150? Calculate those of you out there. Well, anyway, Mark, my brother, good evening and welcome.
Well, Bossman said we have no be here this week. What's going on? Someone just reached out to me and said you were low on the show, so I had to step aside from what I was doing to charm me a little bit.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. You know, that's it. He said he will be here at a moment from now, so it's good. But, you know, one a soldier, always a soldier, so we got to be around. We got to hold on, and we got to talk to our people and also talk to our leadership on things going on and so forth. But what are some of the things maybe that caught your attention? I know what you were cool doing some of the little want to be on the same. You're also following some of the happening. Is there any news maybe that caught you?
Well, not much. I'm just following the president trip to France. I saw something from the managing director from the Freeport of Monrovia and some Chinese investor. I think he said he was manhandled by the police or something, but he believed it's a managing director that did that to scam me out of his money. I was just watching the video from Sandro Razo Johnson. I think he's a disgrace. He's one of the longest serving lawmakers in Liberia's history. I was in elementary school when he became lawmaker, and he's the one crying about job and contract. These guys are disgraced. I call them political prostitute. They go for their belly. They are belly driven. You know, most of them believe that people that are in power are not worth it or being leaders in their country, but because they think of their proximity that they can go and negotiate to get something in return, they will support these individuals. Sandra Raza Johnson, for the length of time you spend in Congress to be crying for a job, you are a disgrace. I don't think people take you seriously. That guy spent, I think, more than 20 years, if I'm not mistaken, from the day of Charles Taylor, right, to Madame Salif. Can you imagine, Mabel? And he's going to be the one talking about jobs. So when other people get jobs, let other people come in. I mean, you are one of the highest paid individuals in Liberia as a virtue of being a lawmaker. I mean, so when other people get a chance in life to even try. I leave if somebody, a regular man crying like that, it makes sense. Now a guy like you that got all the extra perks and all those or county development or district development fund, lawmaker, all the brown envelope, all the stopping. You are the one still crying for a job, man. Go and sit somewhere, man. You are a disgrace, man. You are a big disgrace. Go and find somewhere and sit. Yeah, maybe that's how I'm going to start a show.
Yeah, thank you. I like that because, you know, Mark, instead of these people creating jobs, let me tell you, and, you know, they make things look like Liberia province is just about only electricity, maybe roads, you know, these are things they do. They always cajole the mind of the people. So by the time they get into positions or some of the positions, then they just do one or two, then they pause. They say, no, don't finish all. Because when you finish all, that means you will not be able to tell them again about, you know, or maybe will not be able to maybe campaign on maybe some of the last. So don't do all. Right now, even as we speak, that's the trend of this government. The issue of bread and butter, people getting job. Monk, I can remember once upon a time, in fact, he stated on the show that the issue of contraband development is not only the maybe quote unquote the government, but the government also should also be able to provide jobs for people to be able to develop. That means they'll be when they are working, yes, the men will build, the men will do this, the men will do that. But with all of these things, back to Sandra Johnson. Sandra Johnson and the rest of the other people, they use these things as a way of getting leadership attention. Sometimes they give them some of the appointment positions. Sometimes the ambassadors, maybe positions and so forth. And after that, they are gone. So they always using the people. So Mark, do you think that this will change, or it's just a normal routine? Because from all indication now, they speak that this government of ours they already give already they've already in fact start to sing praises that in fact that they're doing well. So not even they bring jobs, they don't bring jobs, they already feel doing well. But what say you?
Well, it's just a standard routine Liberian politics. Our people cannot survive without government job. That's why you see here in the ones in America, they will compromise. They are belly driven. They will be the first. You look at our country wherein you got high unemployment rate. I don't know for what freaking reason. People who claim to live overseas that went to school here will want to be the one rushing for government job. Because like I said, it's now most of them, I would say 90% of them, their whole idea was serving your country. It's a lie. It's all about job. They think they can come over there and get rich over there. That's the primary reason they will leave their jobs here to go over there. And the same thing happens with politicians. Maybe when you go to other countries, you see people who serve in government, they try to transition. Maybe they open some little factory, employ people in their local district and think they move on, they go to business. But these guys, it's the same old thing. And he's not the only one. Like I said, it's a cultural thing. It's been happening forever. The average Liberian man will never survive also a government job. Look how many elections they can't tell and they voted him again. So you can blame him. Also, you blame the people because the people themselves, they don't want better for themselves. The politicians understand that they cannot live without government job because they know that the easiest way to wealth, you can steal as much as possible. Nobody's going to hold you accountable that government job. They believe when they put you in office, you got to spend 9 years or 6 years before they can question you because of how they understand democracy. Once we vote for him, he's there forever. We don't care whether he's doing well or not. The fact of the matter, he remains in position. And that's why it is. So it's not only Sandra Johnson, he's the one crying now, but the Every single one of them. Trust me. They betting. I mean, I betting now. Even the people from the previous government, they are all waiting again. That all the guys that hold on, they are waiting again 6 years from now so they can go back. Nobody going to transition. I mean, they just said, and look, my brother, sometimes you can sound more than frustrated.
Wonderful, Mark. And in fact, I just like the way you just put it, and that's the fact. All of them, they are waiting.
They're waiting.
And let me tell you, Mark, that's where you see our quote-unquote politicians jumping from another political party to another political party, just because they how they call it, the system there is, my man, or the trend is, let's join these people, my man, so that we can survive, because all of our degrees, all of our PhDs, everything we have here, nobody want to hire us. Maybe that when a government job in less than 6 months time, we become millionaire. So it's better that we work in government, because in government, even though the other people will come, don't mind these things. The person will guide you, either in suspend you, or in dismiss you, or something just that just got to happen. So you got to take risks. Then you see our people. So more, I can call with you that indeed it's just a trend. When the other people lose power, they go and regroup. They regroup, they put themselves together and come back and fight high and remove the other group of people. Not thinking how to transform the lives of the people. But all they are thinking about is how to get rich, how to be part of the other system, how to be employed. Also,
it's because of that mindset. Maybe it's because of that mindset that when government come to power, they don't try to strengthen the private sector. Because in this country, the way system work, I hate or comparing Liberia to America or any industrialized nation for that matter. But in this country, right, people will first work in the private sector. They get experience. They go to government. When they are going to government, they want information. They're going to push certain company interests, and that's how they do that thing here. They already get a private sector experience. So when they go to government, the government doesn't pay that much. You make more money in the private sector based on your skills and your expertise than how they pay you. In Liberia or all of African countries, most especially West Africa, is the complete opposite. So when these politicians come to power, they don't even concentrate on bringing up a job and improvement in employment, right? Because they got one mindset and one concept only, that they can stay as long as possible in government, and even if they were to lose that position, they will come and try again. So if your whole idea is of a government job, then how can you create private sector job? Because if you are creating private sector job, you won't be kissing people behind to give you contract, because you know the jobs will be available. But in the case of Liberia, the reason they are not focusing on that job, because they know when you work in the private sector, it's all about your competence, it's all about your skill. You will get paid based on the value. In government, everything comes easy. Free food, free gas, free cars. You sleep with people tearing out of poverty, because you government official, you sit in some office doing nothing, the country rot, nothing is happening. But at the end of the day, your income is guaranteed, even without giving any value to society. So for that reason, they will keep waiting. And that's one of the reasons I can feel corruption, right? Because let me give you an instant. Say you are with the previous government, and now we are out of power, and you will have to sit for 6 years before you can secure an income. The day they gave you another government job, what do you think you will do first? You will go to steal. Because looking at the length of time you've been sitting just to get an opportunity again, what make you think you will go into government to go and do the people's work? No, you are only going there with one agenda, and that is to replace the last 6 years that was stolen from your life in terms of income, because you've been sitting, nothing going. You are just waiting. And trust me, if you are to remove United Party folks again, they will be waiting on the touchline, waiting for another 6 years to come and do the same old thing. So, like I said, my brother, nothing is changing. Nothing going to change. You cannot be optimistic about the future. That's just the stand-up culture in Liberia when it comes to public sector job. That's just why it is.
Yes, indeed, Mark. Even add up to you, for example, even the latest, or I don't know, dismissal, reshuffle, or what you may call that, the president did a free day to remove the former minister and replace him with or a former lawmaker that the people rejected for poorly performing. Oh God, look, sometimes I can be thinking about our society. Nobody want to even reject a lawmaker who continue to do their best. The most they want that even in the US, sometimes a lawmaker stay so 30+ years. in the house. But here in Liberia, if you go second term, and maybe if you go to, if you not transition, maybe from another county to another county, sometimes you don't easily go back either second or third term. But the president or the government that will come to power, they will bring you. Say, my man, look, that people, they don't even know what they're doing. Come, let me send you to, like, for example, let me make you ambassador. But we're all fighting everything that we want change. We are all failure. That's a fact, Mark. We are all failure. If someone score maybe 0 in a test, and the school tell the person that you fail, you bring it, they no come, and the other school accept them, they no come, and that school give the person hard mark or passing mark and say, go ahead, you can do anything that you want to do. That school not serious. See the kind of country that we live in today, and check all of the government positions and our officials. They are all, some of them, they are former lawmakers, former government officials who poorly perform, and their people rejected them. Tell them, no, the way you're serving us, we're not happy with you. You're not doing well. The president will look at that person and appoint them. Appoint that person. When you come here, you want to get angry. It's not the same recycle. It's the same recycle. But you stay crying for change. Monk, the one that even getting to me is that, Monk, the government struggling for money, looking for money back to back, going to international communities and so forth back to back, going to World Bank, going to IMF and so forth for money, for loan and so on, yeah, and then more. But they have so many people on consultancy. Monk, let me ask you this question today. What kind of country and what kind of a system are we running that people, instead of maybe sitting because of no job, or maybe let's try how to create, maybe that company comes to and maybe can get jobs, no. Let's put maybe on consultancy, maybe for example to MCC. Maybe they're not doing nothing. I have 0 impact. But every month I take money 2,000. Monk, are we really serious to build a country? Or we are all destroying our society?
We are not serious to build a country. If we are serious to build a country, you will see things happening in the country at the moment. Everybody just pretending. Everybody wants to come and steal. That's why you cannot identify. And because of the culture, that's what makes it tough for people who even are in the position to help that country. They are not even the one giving front row seat. Because everybody, they're going to blanket them, right? People believe that everyone's the same. And I think it was you that brought the discussion from people that come overseas. Like, you come from overseas, right? You're supposed to be, I'm not saying the people, I will always say this. I'm not saying the people from the United States or other Western country, they got some special skill. We were just fortunate enough to be in an environment that gave us that extra edge. You travel, you see how people do things. You go to corporate, you see the corporate culture, how disciplined people are, the kind of hard work they put in. Maybe you work in any organization that you come home, you're not only home, you're still working from home. Nothing yet comes free. The people marking, they tracking your progress per hour. You got to put in that work. Some people go to work, they stay on their feet all day, they're busy. At the end of the day, they get their weekly report, they get their quarterly report, their monthly report. Look, maybe the white man will take all the hours from you that when he paying you, he should know what he's paying you for. In the case of government, my brother, everything is the total opposite, most especially in our country. So when you come from overseas and people think that you're supposed to come with higher standard and you go over there, you compromise with the simple system, there's someone who is capable of doing that job, come from here, say, oh man, I move from here, I'm all the same. And you cannot blame them because the people that have been coming through the problem, right? They're not seeing the result. You cannot differentiate someone from overseas versus the local who has never traveled. What make you think if a guy like me was to walk in the office in La Bropo, say, oh, mom, we got respect for you? No, they will assume that I'm just as the same as people in the country. And that's where the problem coming from. The government cannot show the way for the ordinary people to believe that the country. And then the people themselves, when it comes time to reward, rather than then looking at a checklist that they will look at before they can even give people those jobs, no, they will just vote blindly. Yeah, what made that LA Tyler can go and pay some kind of a kitchen, he call it bus stop. That nonsense he stood in front. And there's a man with all the corruption, former speaker, with all the scandal. The people are bombing can still going to make him senator. So I can't blame Samuel Johnson. Like I said, it's a cultural thing. It's been happening for decades, if not almost half a century, that nobody can get past government. That's why when they come, they will kiss people behind, they will kowtow, they will be sycophant just because at the end of the day, they want something in return, no matter how long they serve in government. Can you imagine someone comes to like, bro, he work in government, top position, finance minister, foreign minister, he comes out of the country. At the end of the day, he still want to come to Liberia to find a job. Why do you think that is the case? When people in Liberia cannot even get a job, because they are coming there, like I said, with one intention, and that intention is to steal, nothing more. 95% of them, if I want to put the numbers on it, if I want to actually quantify it, they are not coming with good intention. And that's the reason when they get into offices, they don't give you result. They are not in the position to give you better result because they intend. Your intent is the one that control your action. Maybe the way you think determine how you behave. So if you are coming on a job with the intention of stealing, what make it think you will want to give result? That's what makes it like real tough.
Zero. And to that among, let me tell you, my dear brother, you know, all of the issue of capital flag and capital wetting, what you may call, and so forth more. These are things you have or you hire people like Manasali. Let me just say, in fact, let me wish you a happy birthday, right? Manasali hire all of the best. Manasali first term. Check those of you there, you check it. That was when we come here sometimes, I see some people doing those days more when we used to talk about this thing. Oh, maybe, you know, you got to forget about that. Oh, you know, they do it. No! When you're right, Manasari first term, almost 98% of her government officials came from the US. Such a crowd of Liberia education system was a mess. She cried. Same day we still moving into the mess that can be solved today. So you know, Monk, this problem for me is just compound complex that both home and abroad, all Liberians are just the same. They have no love for the country. Mom, what kind of person that will love a country or the country that they claim they love? They leave all their family, they leave them one side, they come down here and hustle and take the money from here and carry back. Tell me for God's sake. And our leaders, most of our leaders, they see this thing like it's normal. But you are building, you want to rebuild your country. But people come here, they take the money from here and they carry the money anywhere that they want to carry and enjoy themselves with their children, even here going to school. But you think that it's normal. So Mom, you are right.
No, both, when you say we are all the same, no, well, I would say how I would paraphrase that statement, we are not 100% all the same. The one with bad intention, they are just in an overwhelming majority that in order to even find the one that would differentiate become very tough. Maybe if I were to send 10 Liberians from overseas with the intention of working in government, 8 of them came with the mindset of doing the same thing as exactly as the people on ground, then it will be tough for you to find a good two among them. Because the majority of them got the wrong intention. So I won't say we are 100% the same, but the vast majority of us, maybe 90 to 95%, I would say they are worse off. So the day the good people come and show up, you can differentiate. Because you're looking at the history, what been happening in the country for decades after decades. Same old result, no major progress. People come to steal, they do the little pet project here and there. When you give them power, they can't even go into the middle of that 10. They're already looking towards the next 10. They can't even focus on the job that they were given to do. And then the worst part of it, the people who are making the choices, they are also repeating those same criminals. And so it makes it tough. You cannot blame the people that are doing the job. And equally so, you cannot put all the blame on the people that are electing them into public offices to come and do the job. So look, maybe I don't know how you would say it, but to see, like I keep saying, I don't like to sound like a pessimist, but reality is reality. The idea that Liberia will be delivered, I don't know how it's going to happen. It got to be by some miraculous intervention because politically it's tough. When it comes to electability, the people who you think that can give that country your help, they won't be the one giving all the attention and all the focus. We will keep recycling the same people, and the same people you keep recycling, they are not giving you better results. So the question is, then how can you push for a better Liberia? It's not about how much you talk. The people themselves that are voting, they are not even willing to push for a better Liberia. Let's talk about the one that are given the job. Because I know someone will have to need a result before they can change the behavior of other people, right? If the voter were demanding accountability and bringing the right people in power and making the best decision on behalf of the country, then the politician will be forced to change the way how to do business. But the same guys will keep coming back. People that are unsanctioned. Somebody will go and vote for a criminal that is unsanctioned and say, oh, I leave the man spend the money here. Are you serious? He spent the money in the country. He's stealing from you, but in your mind, even though what he stole, you are not going to benefit from it, but you believe that because he spent the money in the country, so it's legitimate for him to steal. How do you expect me to believe that the country will do better? We're seeing it every day. You put a guy in power, you give him a local district, he cannot even do a better job. 13 years, the next thing you elevate him to a senator. Maybe, help me. Maybe you got an answer, but I don't know. I don't think I'm smart enough.
Well, yes, Mark to that for me. Yes, indeed, for me to that, Mark, you are right. And let me just say this, maybe some of our people, they may concur with me or not. But Mark, the reason why some of these things are happening and continue to happen is that because the politicians, they do business with our people. Let me be fair, Mark. And our people, they have the mindset now of war and peace. Let me tell you today, Mark. Standing up tall, even to stand up for their own right, it make things look like they are standing up for chaos. How the government turn everything to be like. By the time the people want to stand up, even in the community, they say, oh, you want to create embarrassment. Oh, you people hate the government. In fact, they already turned the entire country like into two political party system. Like you and myself run the cause sedition. You see the kind of content that we live in, Mark? That when you want to talk about issues, they call you either sedition, frustrated ANC people, or CMC people, or all kinds of names. But they don't see you as Liberians who's standing up against the evil.
Say 1%. Can you imagine people that voted and ain't even getting no percent? They're talking about people that got 1%.
So you see the kind of content that we live in, Mark?
Oh,
so it's not easy. I will tell you for free that it's not easy right now to, I don't even know, to undo or to redo or to what kind of thing to do to our people, because the politicians, they are easily surviving through these things. Yesterday, they don't know these people that the Unity Party supported, maybe quote unquote, that they exist. But guess what? Because December 6th is coming, they are now doing what? Seeing them posting some of the old people pictures, their videos. What happened? How can your political party headquarters remain quiet after winning elections? But because of their own attitude, they decided to cut off speech from their people. But now they're calling them now calm. You're calm so that we can be able to disgrace the other people. So for them, it's just about fighting people. It's not about developing the life of the people. No. It's just about fighting people to remove other people so they can get position. That's it. If the political parties or if our government and our people, when they are serious, Mark, the first thing is no comparison between you and what kind of government and government. Your priority now should be how to empower your people. Your people, they struggle a lot during the war and after the war. Right now, they need jobs to build their lives. So giving one person a job, one minister passing around like, in fact, they can easily answer call anymore. You call us speak from the community people. One lawmaker can answer call. Look, Mark, these things are embarrassing. So for me, our people that are managing and they are surviving through all of the small, quote unquote, loan, though I don't know how I can call it, money that they can be giving the market people. Can you imagine? You look at one market building I have close to almost 200 to 300 or maybe 400 women, then you get them maybe $1 million Liberian dollar. Yeah. How much they're going to share?
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, but
that's why they sign up for. You can't bring a politician. They say when you put a say tomato cup, they will dish you with broomstick, right? That's what they settle for. They think that they are beggars. You know, they think that they are the slave and the politician are the masters, when in fact it's the opposite way around. They got it. That's why I say everything is about your mentality. If you were holding politician to account, they would do the best. The thing is, when we're talking about making the country better, it's not about somebody come to put money in your pocket. It's all about creating a system where you can go out there and fend for yourself. That you can go and you got access to improving your own life. When they build roads, whether they build schools, whether they build hospitals, these are things that benefit you indirectly. That's what they call or equal distribution of wealth. It mean that the government will tell you every single Liberian to go and stay in line, put money in your pocket. No. When the country is doing better, when you got job, when you got options, then you can make life for yourself. If you want to be rich, it's up to you. It's all depends how you want to work to improve your life. But at the end of the day, you think that you are beggars. You think that you are destitute and you must beg people to survive. So at the end of the day, you just on survival mode. And you cannot thrive if you only operating in survival mode. That's the tough thing about the whole thing about begging. You think that you beg, you go to some political leader house, you stay in line, you're hungry, no carpet, you go, you sing, you do this. At the end of the day, that is not a life. You don't have an outlet. That's a dead end alley you are walking. You will do it, you will get old. At the end of the day, you will die in poverty, including your children and your great-grandchildren. Nothing is going to change. So you can keep playing the same game all you want. We always come here, we talk the same thing over and over. We talk about how we can move forward to make the country better. People we can give a try, that we can give them, we got an option. We go to elections, we got tons of candidates, but all candidates are not created equal. We know some of them that we can bet and say, at least this guy might try to do better, but you're not even thinking that way. You just want to maintain the status quo. But then in the same vein, you want to cry that the country should do better. How? How can you do better? They say insanity or stupidity is doing one thing over and over and think you get a different result. The same old people you get rid of them, you try them. You want to go back to them. When you put this one that you get the same thing. Why not try something different? I think it was in the Bible, one of the stories, I think it was the blind man, and I think one of his colleagues that he said when Christ came back and they were contemplating if they were to go, they were going to get healed. So one of them was reluctant, and the other guys look at the other blind guy and say, why not go and give it a try? Why sit here till we die? We are already blind. If we stay here, we remain blind. But at least if we go to meet Christ, maybe we might be lucky to get healing. And at the end of the day, that's what happened. So my question to you is, why sit here till you die? Why is so big about trying something different? That's the one I can wrap my head around. Why is so difficult? It's not like the people who you are trying to give state power to that they have given you result. No, you have seen it, whether you go to school or not. You don't need to be educated to see development. When your life is improving, nobody needs to tell you. So why is it that it is so hard to just do something differently? Why? And nobody can answer that question. So I don't blame the politician. Matter of fact, you can even justify their corruption. You justify their stealing. You give them more reason to come and steal from you. Enough, more. They give you mediocrity. They don't give you anything better. For the past 15 to 20 years, you cannot tell me how your education system has improved. I think the people that went to school during the war is better than the previous generation, even though we're going to school on the bullets. But our results spoke better than what we're seeing now. So it means the educational system is it was better 20 or 15 years ago than what it is now, based on the result we've been seeing from the standardized testing. So then why not? Why not do something differently? Maybe that's the question. Why make it so hard for all to gravitate to people with good character in our country? Why? And
because the thing that Mark, actually there are people also that have good character. I don't want to just say to just conclude and say there are people who don't have good character. But let me tell you, Mark, you can be good. Even you, Mark, well now they can make you representative. But the system can make you bad, Mark. For me, that my own observation from the one up to now. The system is the problem. Mark, no matter how good you think you want to be, you more there when you become lawmaker, the system will change you. So, like for example, Darius didn't, right? All been having a lot of all Google people who've been talking being the same, who've been advocating back to back. But when they go in the house, Mark, they also down one with the entire system. Because, like for example, the system will buy you for the 5,000 car, Mark. You will not want to hold a car, or you not want to take the money. You will do. It's legalized, but it's a legalized theft. It's good, it's by law, but it's terrible, Mark. So for me, the system is the problem. There are a lot of good people who been in our hard times. And in fact, let me tell you today, Mark, just because of all of these things, sometimes during the election time, the program, sometimes they vote the good people out and bring in those ones who can give them little or nothing out there in the name of giving them loan, so forth, back to back, scholarship, and so forth, here and there. That's what we do. For me, there have been a lot of good people. Let me frank. Maybe when it comes to the presidency, I will tell you that maybe we're not been too lucky. But when it comes to the horse or when it comes to the legislature, yes, it's just that they decided to be, for them to be used by the executive. But if they stand their ground, Mark, then by now we're not into all of the kind of system hoarding and pulling, system failure, manipulation, the issue of corruption, all this things. No. But because they choose to dine and wine with the executive. Because, mind you, Mark, they go 2023, Liberian people voted, I think they have 42 new lawmakers, including Honorable Musa Hassan Berete. So, Mark, right? So do you think who is the problem? Yeah, go ahead, Mark. I was asking you. So in this case, if because let me be frank, if we keep complaining that, oh yes, our people maybe they wrongly voting, for me, I will not want to accept that they wrongly voting. Maybe one can be criminal. Let's take this as maybe example. Maybe one can be terrible, maybe one can be bad, maybe one a criminal here and there, right? But if maybe one get into the horse and the system is there, the system will hold maybe one accountable. If maybe one want to do all of his bad things, the system will not allow maybe one to do it. So for me, also, the system is the problem for our society in the name of constitution. That whole entire constitution need overhauling. Thank you. Go ahead.
Well, but that's what you're saying. That what system mean people, right? There are certain rules and regulations that you put in place. That's what you call system. The way you do business, the guardrails that you put in place, that's what you call system. If I was to ask you that same question, because sometimes you want to bring a politician and be like, okay, the people can change them. And I don't buy into that argument. I tell people, yeah, you are changing people. The question is who you are changing, who replacing the people you are changing, right? Because if someone with a history of not doing better and you keep repeating it in the name of change, yeah, that's change. If we remove another speaker and pull, let's get an example, Imaya Nukwe and Magios of the war, and you bring them back and you, in the name of change, right? Can you say that's a change? So yeah, you are changing the individual, but you're not looking at the people who you are bringing in, the character that you are bringing in. Let me ask you one question. Why is it that Yaya Koluba cannot get compromised by the system if we have a bad system?
Wonderful.
Why he's yet to be compromised?
So let me tell you, Honorable Yeke Koluba, even though he may now hold maybe extra money, but he's still benefiting from the bad system.
When you mean bad system, you mean like in terms of their incentive and the
he's still benefiting more. That's the thing. The Liberian people they are complaining about the issue of the 45,000 vehicle. Honorable Yeke Koluba still benefiting. He's still getting the money. So they're not different. It's just that maybe the only thing, maybe he's not getting maybe a signature fees and maybe other, maybe Bado or maybe extra benefit or so forth. But
there are some and I wanted the case that Dillon can make. Dillon came over Monday, and Dillon, whether you lacking or not, at least he stood for something in the name of they across the board $5,000 in paycheck and looking at the vehicle stuff. The question is why the other lawmakers couldn't join them to form a caucus at least to change this particular corrupt system that we got that consuming a lion's share of the budget, whether it's the gas slave, extra allowance, entertainment budget, and all that nonsense. Why the other group cannot join them? Because we can say, okay, they are all the system is corrupt, they're benefiting, but no, if you put it in the budget, then it becomes an entitlement, then it's legal by law. So if the other lawmakers believe that the system is corrupt,
legal law theft.
Yeah, that legal law theft, because it's in the budget that they want advantage and they want leverage it high, because they know the budget is a law. Anything that goes to the budget, whether it's stealing, it becomes legitimate. So the question is, Why the other folks, like we said, people from the various or district, why they cannot rally like lawmaker and be like, okay, if the leg or Yeke and Dylan can come out with the idea, why you can join them? Why you guys cannot stand up and change the whole
Wonderful. Let's go for the news break. When we come back, we will go into that one. AB Dawes Dylan statement. You're quite correct. We also have that. But let's go for the news break. Trust me, after that, we will continue with the show. Thank you so much, my dear brother.
From Tubu, good evening. Welcome to RCR News Bulletin at 7. My name is Emmanuel Simpson. First, the headlines. For what he calls marginalization from government officials, former Bome County Senator Sandra Johnson threatens to withdraw support from the Unity Party ahead of the 2029 elections, pledges allegiance to the Citizens Movement for Change, the CMC. House Joint Committee on Concession Compliance Review reschedules public hearing for China Union Liberia and the heads of all subsidiary companies operating under its concession agreement for this Friday. Sando County Senator Creighton Duncan admonishes Liberians to desist from the dependency syndrome and take ownership of building the country. Away from home, new videos show executions after Meditia takes key Sudan city. Those were the headlines, not the news in details. Former Bome County Senator Sandra Johnson has threatened to withdraw his support from the ruling Unity Party ahead of the 2029 elections, pledging his allegiance instead to the Citizens Movement for Change. Speaking on a local radio in Monrovia, Johnson accused the Boaka administration of marginalizing supporters who, he said, sacrificed themselves to bring the UP to power. The former Bome County Senator said he played a key role in helping the Unity Party win the presidency, but has since been sidelined, expressing deep disappointment in how the administration has handled governance and internal relations. Johnson cautioned government officials to put aside personal interests and focus on the broader goal of national development. According to him, some UP officials are more focused on campaigning for their own positions rather than serving the Liberian people, a situation he believes could undermine the Boaka's administration. He also criticized a recent statement from the Liberia Petroleum Refining Company regarding the reduction of petroleum prices for tanker users, calling it a targeted attack on the Citizens Movement for Change political leader Musa Hassan Belete, noting that Unity Party is afraid of the massive engagements by the CMC. Johnson claimed that the policy has negatively affected other tanker owners and accused the government of failing to fulfill promises made during the campaign period, but after opposition politicians. The former Bome County Senator concluded by reaffirming his commitment to join the Citizens Movement for Change as part of his political plans for 2029. The Joint Committee on Concession Compliance Review, chaired by Fooded Family, has rescheduled the public hearing involving China Union Liberia and the heads of all subsidiary companies operating under its concession agreement to this Friday. The hearing will take place in the first floor conference room of the House wing at the Capitol building at 2:00 p.m. from in Monrovia. According to the committee's chairman, failure of the company's representatives to appear with will result in legislative action against management of the company. Then the section was scheduled for Wednesday, but did not proceed as planned due to the failure of the company's chief executive officer to appear without any formal excuse and had lawmakers described as disrespectful to the legislature. The legislative inquiry forms part of the committee's broader review of concession compliance processes. Sino County Senator Creighton Donkey wants Liberians to take responsibility of building the country instead of waiting for foreign assistance. Speaking at the induction ceremony of Legispool new leadership, Dokin urged the citizenry to take ownership of the nation's development and stop relying on foreigners. He recounted the regime of former President William V. Stockman, where he said Stockman built Liberia through planning and vision, not dependency, and called on the Bwaka administration to follow suit. He criticized the culture of silence among journalists regarding corruption and misuse of national resources, stressing that corruption may account for 20% of the problem, but fuels 80% of the nation's suffering. He urged Liberians to unite, think beyond personal gains, and work together for the next generation. Meanwhile, the newly elected president of the Legislative Press Pool, Emmanuel Colley, pledged to rebrand and reposition the institution while calling on journalists to renew their commitment to professionalism and national service. Colley, who is a reporter at the Liberia Broadcasting System, made the statement at the official induction ceremony as head of the Legislative Press Pool, where he expressed deep gratitude for the confidence reposed in him and reflected on his personal journey from a young community radio announcer to the presidency of Legispool. He described his election as both an honor and a call to service, to serve with humanity and dedication, promising to lead as a servant leader who will unite, empower, and uplift his colleagues. Following the recent fire outbreak that destroyed parts of the Pepe Woolen Town Market in Johnsonville, Liberian clergyman Bishop Nimlen Doyen has renovated the facility. After completing the renovation, the Independent Catholic Church of Liberia Bishop also donated 300,000 Liberian dollars to the marketers to support their business activities. Bishop Doyen said the money is a gift to the local business people and not a loan to be repaid. The former representative candidate of Montserrat County District 2 told the station on Wednesday that after the market was gutted by fire, he waited for leaders and government officials in the area to assist the affected marketers, but none showed up. He emphasized that the country is faced with challenges that the government alone cannot handle, adding that whosoever is in a position to help should do so. Bishop Doyen further appealed to the government to allow citizens who are willing to help to do so freely without being blocked for political reasons. The marketers, for their part, praised the clergymen for always showing up for them in the difficult times. The Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency has declared suspended former Grand Bassa County Commander Alfred Lackey wanted for investigation by the Liberia National Police in connection with the alleged unlawful transfer of over US $10,000 from a suspected drug dealer's phone. The Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency is calling on the public not to do business with Special Agent Lackey in the name of the LDA. Meanwhile, the public is urged to assist with any information leading to his whereabouts by contacting the LDA and LNP immediately. The Liberia Petroleum Retailers Union has convened its first annual convention in Pingsville, marking a major milestone in the organization's effort to enhance collaboration and address key challenges within Liberia's petroleum retail sector. Held under the theme Strengthening Unity and Compliance in the Petroleum Sector, the day-long event brought together petroleum retailer, industry stakeholders, and government representatives to discuss critical issues affecting fuel distribution, pricing, and business operations across the country. Speaking at the convention, the executive director of Lebro, Prince Tamba, thanked the government for its efforts in stabilizing fuel prices in the country. He also called on the government to further empower the retailers union to ensure the growth and sustainability of petroleum businesses in Liberia. Also speaking, the board chair of Lebro, Rabas Voluman, urged members to make the institution vibrant and to contribute positively to society for the betterment of the retailers union and the sector as a whole. Making remarks on behalf of the Liberia National Fire Service, the Deputy Director for Operations, Kessley Smo, called on petroleum retailers to fully comply with national safety regulations for their protection and the well-being of the public. The National Union of Organizations of the Disabled has cautioned all of its members to refrain from protest actions that could expose them to harm or public misrepresentation. Recently, some aggrieved individuals with disabilities staged a peaceful assembly at the executive mansion, alleging mismanagement of the government's empowerment fund, a program designed to support persons with disabilities across Liberia. The demonstration reportedly led to an incident in which the Liberia National Police allegedly escorted a visually impaired woman identified as Gamen Gaswa on October 20, 2025. Addressing a news conference in Monrovia on Tuesday, the president of the National Union of Organizations of the Disabled, Peter Flomo, emphasized the union's commitment to transparency and accountability in managing resources meant to uplift persons with disabilities. Flomo urged members to prioritize safety and avoid actions that could escalate into violence or disorder. He noted that the recent protests at the executive mansion could endanger lives and undermine the unity and positive image of the disabled community, an image they have worked collectively to build over the years. Meanwhile, the union's president has called on national security authorities to immediately launch an investigation into the alleged assault. The House's Committee on Public Account is expected to look into a request intended at expanding the ongoing financial audit of the House of Representatives from 2022 to 2024 to cover the broader period of 2018 to 2025. Representative Musa Hassan Beliti, in a communication to the plenary, asked the indulgence of his colleagues to expand the financial audit time frame to include 2018-2025. According to his communication, the current scope of the audit from 2022 to 2024 does not reflect the spirit of accountability and transparency. In his communication, Nima County District 7 lawmaker said the years 2018 to 2021 are particularly crucial for any meaningful assessment of the House's financial operations. He pointed out that to omit those years from the audit could significantly undermine the credibility and completeness of the process. Following the acceptance and deliberations on the communication, the House plenary authorized the Committee on Public Accounts to pursue the request and report in 2 weeks. The Liberia United Methodist Development Service has begun a 5-day seminar aimed at reviewing the challenges, achievements, and works of the organization in the country. The seminar, code name Competence Seminar 2025 Partnership in Development, is under the theme Daring to Surrender, Exploring the Dilemmas of Locally Led Development. Speaking during the launching of this section, the Bishop of the United Methodist Church, Samuel Kura, reminded the participants that as people of faith and development partners, every good work must be rooted in relationship in the belief that God works through all people in every place when they choose to collaborate rather than to compete. According to him, the gallery is not just a seminar, but a sacred space for transformation of minds, systems, and hearts. Now, out of Liberia, the BBC is reporting that fighters from the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces have executed a number of unarmed people after capturing the Sudanese city of Al Fasher. New videos analyzed by the BBC Verify show the RSF, which has engaged in a brutal war with the Sudanese armed forces for more than 2 years, seized a key military base in the city over the weekend after an extended siege. Several videos have since emerged showing men wearing military fatigues and some with what appear to be RSF patches carrying out extreme acts of violence around El Fasher. The UN Sudan's coordinator said it had received credible reports of summary executions in the city during an interview with the BBC on Wednesday. BBC Verify has approached the RSF for comments. Iran Abdullah, an advisor to the paramilitary, denied the group's fighters were targeting civilians in an interview with the BBC on Monday. To end the news, a recap of the headlines. For what he calls marginalization, the government officials, former Montgomery County Senator Sandra Johnson threatens to withdraw support from the Unity Party ahead of the 2029 elections. pledges allegiance to the Citizens Movement for Change. House Joint Committee on Concession Compliance Review reschedules public hearing for China Union Liberia and the heads of all subsidiary companies operating under its concession agreement for this Friday. Sino County Senator Creton Duncan admonishes Liberians to desist from the dependency syndrome and take ownership of building the country. Away from Liberia, new videos show execution after militia takes key Sudan city. That's RCR News Bulletin up to the beginning. Emmanuel Simpson, good evening.
That if I want to work for this government, if I want to provide or I want to do a contract for the government, you must deprive me. No, I suffered. I went through hell. I went through the people. I was in Bombay, Senator Tyler and I. For 3 months in the bushes. Citizens spent millions of dollars. We didn't have money to spend. We were able to convince our people to vote for President Parker. He alone will not do it. So if you don't protect my interest, you know, so I should only wait all our election to come in now. Then you call me? Hell no. I'm not a child. I got supporters. They have to survive. You don't want to help them. But I should be saying now I'm for my leg. Oh, Senator Johnson, Rescue Mission Stanley 2020 now. I've said it, I will not support Unity Party in 2029. Let me repeat. I will not. Repeat it. I will not support Unity Party in 2029.
Is this Senator Johnson talking?
Sando Dazo Johnson making the statement. I've said it. Those that have ears have heard it. I'm sure the president have heard it. I'm sure his vice president have heard it. I did it only for President Parker. Only. And I will not go beyond that. Nobody else behind them that I will support. Help no.
Or will you support someone in 2029?
But I just told you that the same.
Will you support someone?
Definitely. If I conclude with CMC, I will support them. Period. Support United Party that if I want to work for this government, if I want to provide or I want to do a contract for them.
Well, we're back after the news break. I don't know whether Mark is set and ready, but I'm seeing Mr. Connor also in assistant, and he will join us very soon. Good. Mr. Connor already with us here. The Wednesday edition, the 29th of October. But I don't know what are you, the two of you are following the news bulletin. If so, what are some of the things that maybe you people maybe catch up from the news break or from the news bulletin? Mr. Connor, first of all, let me say good evening and welcome. I don't know what is afternoon to you, but for us here it's evening time. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Mabel. It's actually 17 minutes after 12 p.m. So it's definitely afternoon. I want to say thank you to you, to Monk, and to all our followers, well-wishers, and fans of Sktv. It's good to be here as always. Actually, I came on and I saw something very exciting for me when I was listening to the former Senator of Bombay County, Sando Johnson, not only rebuking the Unity Party, but also pledging support for a potential membership of CMC. That's very welcoming. CMC, as you may be aware, we are open to all Liberians. The good thing about CMC, once you join the CMC, you do things the CMC ways. And that is zero tolerance on corruption, transparency, accountability, and our mantra is CMC policy is driven by development. CMC decisions are made by the grassroots, the common people, the people that matter. So to see a former senator actually pledging support or even talking about the possibility of joining the CMC, that's very welcoming. As an official of the CMC, I want to say thank you to Senator Johnson, former senator, for that revelation. I don't know where it happened, but I don't really care right now where it happened. What matters to me is the revelation is made, and we are excited about it. So, Mama, how are you, sir?
Politics are interest. I like that.
Man, I'm doing great. For me, I'm disappointed in the lawmaker, even though he expressed injury because he sounded too desperate. And when you hear them sounding too desperate like that, it doesn't matter which side of the political aisle they might find themselves. That same behavior will continue because for a long-serving senator like that, almost 2 decades in the legislature, to be talking about how he walking dirty water in campaign, like that's too much of a desperation. So it means even if you're to support another political party, if you don't have your will, you might likely display those same tantrum. That's the problem with him. I understand you supported this candidate, but when you want to be a professional man, especially for a man that been in public service for all this long, you cannot be too desperate. You cannot. You got to do it in a professional manner, and you can be out here throwing tantrum because you don't get a contract, because you don't have a job. Matter of fact, you've been having job for the longest. So it cannot just be about job. It cannot only be about you. So it's informing that he will go with the wind. You know, it's not about what he believes in. It's just about what he wants. That's just how it seems like. And like I said, the tension he's throwing for a guy that been in public service for too long is very unprofessional. And you guys got to be careful with him when he's coming over.
Yeah. So
you
know, Mom, let me tell you, when you mention whether or not it's going with the wind, that could probably be the case, because what I'm telling you, the wave of the CMC is everywhere. You got to be on the ground to know. CMC is not the Facebook organization. CMC is now a diaspora organization. We are a grassroots organization driven by grassroots, the common people, the people that matter, the voters, people that are suffering, people that are, that are tired of the 2 failed experiments, the people that feel that for the past decades, the CDC and the Unity Party have failed the Liberian people. Those people are the ones that we are going for, and those people are the ones that are actually gravitating heavily towards the CMC. So, what happened in the past, that's not our business for him. But for me, anybody coming to CMC will welcome you, but with a clear understanding that you got to do things the CMC way, which is, if you are coming thinking that you're going to join government to get involved with corruption, you are in the wrong place. Also, CMC intention is not to sack everybody who affiliates with other political parties, like it has been done in the past. Those who are qualified, who are doing their work, who are efficient and productive, CMC will want to introduce the policy, the models of the party and how they're going to run the country and when we win the election. But we're not going to say, you know what, because of you are in the Unity Party, so therefore you got to go, like Joseph Buckeye is doing with the CDCians, like CDC did to some Unity Party people. We're not going to do that. These 2 parties, the lack of governance idea, they have tried, and they've been tried by the Liberian people, and they failed. But the reason why most of our attacks and focus is on the current government, because they are the one in power. So we are government was removed with the intention that these people, they will come and do it better, to right the wrongs. But they are not even making it better. I think they are making it worse. So yes, Sandro Johnson and other people, they are Liberians. They are welcome on board. Everybody else is welcome. But just mind you, regardless of the level of, somebody may call it desperation or whatever it is, but this is politics. You look at America here, every now and then, every election cycle, you see former lawmakers switching from one party to another party. One of the lawmakers I used to love, that guy left Democrat, he joined the Republican in Florida. He became governor. Then from there he came when that time over, then he came back again to a Democrat. So these guys, they go for their interests, most politicians. But you now, as a party, if you have a goal, if you have an idea, you have a policy, you have a policy prescription that is, guided to protect the interests of the people, it doesn't matter who you bring on board. The judge got to adhere to that and follow it. So, and anybody think you can come to do things your own way, not the CMC way, then you don't have a place. Because we have zero tolerance on corruption. And also, those who are running thinking that, government is money-making place, we don't think like that. We think government is about service. So CMC, according to our political leader said the other day, CMC believe government official should not be giving vehicles. Like these people getting, every 3 years, they're getting $40,000, $80,000 vehicles. CMC don't believe in that. CMC believe if you're a government official, you are employed, you should be able, if you need a car, you should be able to go to the bank using your job as a collateral, to get a loan. And whether through direct deposit or whatever way you want to do it, you can use your salary to pay for your car loan, as we do here in America. Here, they don't give us job, they don't give us job, they give us car, give us gas, give us, cell phone. So yes, it's a good thing to be here, Melbourne. I'll follow you guys briefly because I wanted to be here from the start, but I was a little bit busy. Some stuff, yeah, but it's good to always be here. Somebody said, I feel like I'm getting older, but somebody said I'm getting younger because of the CMC.
In fact, because of that, people want to join the CMC.
But then, if that's the case, then you're welcome on board, And then I will show you the secret.
Wonderful. But Mr. Khan, let me add up to you and Mark. Actually, I think from what Mark just stated about some of the people, their intentions and so forth, going to so many political parties, what they go with, and because sometimes they use our people like goose, they carry them. Oh, I'm bringing 2,000 people. I'm bringing the amount of people just because of positions. And when they don't get the kind of positions, then they start to make the government to look bad. Sometimes the government may be performing, but because of some of these people. But let me ask you this question quickly then. How you people, I know the CMC.
Let's go ahead and keep drinking water.
I know that the CMC is working with all Liberians. There's no other Liberian who will be outside because the feel that yes, indeed, the political party for all Liberians. If the CMC having to be given the opportunity to serve the Liberian people, you are already talking about two things. I always talking about the salary issues or the car. Then move back to the car and the issue of the car or what you may call or the 45,000 is by law though, because according to them, they say it's $50 per day for the transportation. That what they put together, that what come to that amount of 45,000 every 3 years, and it's by law. It's by law. And among myself, just talk about that about legalized theft. So how are you people going to handle all of these things?
Yeah, so those laws were established by the people. That's why CMC is going to not only contest and compete in every electoral district and counties for representatives and senators. We will find not only winnable but qualified candidates who are aligned with the ideology of the CMC. So CMC will not just take the executive. We will make sure at least we have enough lawmakers that are aligned with our policy to change all these bad policy that has been, taking our country backward. So CMC, according to our political leader, CMC idea is about saving. So if you look at the money, maybe the $40,000 to $60,000 a month, even 3 years for lawmakers, 103 lawmakers, if you look at that, you're saving millions of dollars for Liberian people. And Liberian people are overwhelmingly in support of this idea, because it's like stealing from the people. Like somebody trying to, pee on your hair, telling you it's raining. Stealing from the Liberian people at the same time, they're coming to you, telling them, they are hungry, they are beggars. That money could be redirected to hospitals, to schools. Do you know that If you have enough court in our budget, a government can provide free school, free health care. Even student loan can be provided because the money is in the country, but they're being distributed among few people while the masses suffer. So yes, indeed, the money is there. All you need is to have the power, the ability, and the will to do it. And to do that, first of all, is to get the people's trust. And CMC is winning the minds and the heart of the people by providing help to them, building roads, schools, health centers, and bridges. So a lot of people give the CMC the opportunity, which I believe it will happen. Definitely, a lot of people will be the one to benefit because we will cut a lot of things and redirect those funds in areas that are underfunded that will benefit a lot of people directly, not just putting in the pockets of few people where they want you to go on, stay online begging them, as if to say they are a bunch of slaves. So we just need to educate Liberian people that they just need to vote in the right government in place with the right policy, not a bunch of criminals, helpless guys who suffer, who cannot even afford to live in an apartment. They will jump into, for government job, and then before you look in a year or so, then they start building mansions. So maybe to answer your question, these things are laws, but laws are made by people, and they can be changed. You just need the right people in place, and that's exactly what the CMC intend to do.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Kane. So, Mark, yes, let's continue with our discussion, and thank you to Mr. Kane. Instead, I invite him by following us. So, yeah, Mr. Kane, maybe you've been following, and I guess that maybe you follow some of our points or some of our discussions. We've been talking about the issue of corruption, job creations, because most of our leaders, they see this thing like they continue to do business with the people, government in, government out, the same thing over and over. Even as we already seen, the only thing that we're getting now from this government is they are trying. Everything is just about trying. What our people are living into abject poverty, nothing, no food, no jobs. Our people are looking for a job to do. Even those who want to also get a job, there's no job security. And so for back to back, Mr. Kane, things continue to go the same way. Someone will say from bad to worst, or from worst to this, or how you want to even describe it. But these are things that we've been discussing, and we also chip in with Sanu Daso Johnson, also his own request for jobs and so forth, because we also understand that that's the trend that most of our government officials, even those former lawmakers that was rejected by the people, they always, sometimes they have been given opportunity by the power that be, or quote unquote will say the executive. And can you imagine someone feel in a district or on their people, and you still give them positions? Well, again, Mr. Cannon, here we are today. So I think more has something to say, then you can take over from that, so that any other thing, then maybe we can give our people opportunity. Well, go ahead, Mo.
Hello?
Okay. Yeah, Mom, we can hear you now.
Well, I don't have that much to say. I will just like to hear from our people, because these things, they are not new. When you got these political actors, when they are coming, it's a good thing. It shows strength that your party is gaining momentum, or you are building a larger tent. But we got one group of voters in that country we call the people that have thrown in the towel already, the one that believe that nothing is going to change. It's the same people. So when you get like a lawmaker that been in office for more than 2 decades, one of the longest serving lawmakers in the country, then with a kind of a mindset that because he campaigned, he walked in dirty water, he come with the idea of entitlement. When he's coming in your tent, you got to know, you got to post on, you got to erect some checkpoint so he know where you come with. Because they simply will say, okay, CMC said they want to bring something new, they want to be the part of accountability. Look at the people again that are coming on board. So it's a good thing. You want to bring as much people with diverse ideas from different backgrounds, but equally so with their entitlement mindset, they believe that because they were able to give you some support so that they are entitled. No, you cannot accompany that. You cannot accept that. So, like I said,
Mon,
yeah.
you're 100% right. Let me tell you this. You know, according to the political leader of the CMC, in one of our meetings, he was very clear. He has said this, I think, in several occasions. He said, not because you campaign the most, not because you are one of the originators of the party, it doesn't mean that you are entitled to get a job in the government or CMC. That is clear with everybody. You are supporting the CMC because you believe in the ideology and the policy of the CMC to present, to introduce a different Liberia or new Liberia that will benefit the Liberian people. If your intention is just to come there, enrich yourself, do business as usual, then you are in the wrong place. CMC is very clear about that, and the political leader was very emphatic when he talked about that in several occasions. So, like, do you know why he said that, CMC will not fire everybody? They are professionals from other parties. But this whole idea of rewarding people with job because they campaign for you, because they join your team, they're doing that simply to get a job, and they care less about the future of the country and the people. No. Melbourne and Monk, let me tell you, one of the reasons that could be a driving factor behind Sandro Johnson and other people is the enthusiasm and the level of support that we are getting from the people themselves. Politicians are very smart. They always go with the wind blow. This should be a wake-up call to other politicians. Sandro Johnson understands what is going on in Bami. He understands, he knows the wave of CMC in Bami County. I'm not going to come here and expose our strategies and plans, but I can assure you the Western Belt from Bapulu, Bami to Cape Mount, CMC will not get anything less than 60 to 65% in those three counties. Sandro Johnson understands that. Other politicians understand those things. We are working. And people who are saying, okay, how can you say you are going to be something new or different thing? You're going to have a different way of doing things. We're bringing the same old people. They're all Liberians. The problem is not the people. The problem is the lack of policy, the lack of plan that is people driving, a lack of plan, and the willpower to take action on people who involve in corruptions. Imagine some ability came to this legislature. Look at what you have been about. What about, Monk? Every day they may talking about audit us, audit the legislature, and the reason behind the audit, not just to shame people, but to take corrective measures to make sure that those who are involved in corruption, not only they are made shame, but they are prosecuted, and those who should be locked up, they are locked up. So that the will-be corrupt-minded people will be careful. Those who think government is about getting rich, government is about money, making money, that's the form which ability being all about. And we know that. And that's the reason why Fanatic Kufa got removed. And that's why Musa Bilati said, I will stay with Fanatic Kufa until to the end. Because he believed government should be there to provide services to people, not to steal from the people that you claim to be serving. So those that are coming to the CMC, I believe they are gravitating towards the CMC for several reasons. And one of those reasons could be because they know the people are with us. The people are gravitating towards the CMC in their numbers in every county, every district, and clown. So they want to be with the people. But what you should also understand is that joining the CMC is not a problem. CMC has a policy how CMC will select candidates that will be running on CMC ticket. And also, according to our political leader, CMC also has an agreement that you got to sign. They will do things in accordance with the CMC policies and plan and ideology. That includes zero tolerance on any crime and criminal act, any act of corruption, and you should be about serving the people, not to steal from the people. If you deviate from that, CMC will take action on you. If you cannot adhere to it, will take you to court because you signed a document from the start. As a matter of fact, nobody joins the CMC without sending a letter from your, bringing your resignation letter from your former party. If you're official of any political party, coming to CMC, you got to present your resignation letter, and you will be given something to sign that before you are giving any position to serve in any capacity in the CMC, you have to sign a document that will include zero tolerance on corruption. And you got to agree that CMC is about government, reducing the term limit for president and for senator and for representative. 4 years for both representative and president, and 6 years for senator instead of as opposed to 9 years or 6 years for president. And so those things are very clear, and Liberian people are really gravitating towards those ideas. They believe those things will help them, and we cut some spending that will put food on their table. It will create job. It will provide health, insurance for the people. It will provide free school for the people because the money is in the country, but the money has been wrongly distributed. So CMC will do it differently. That's the difference we are talking about. It's not going to go and invent or create different human beings. They got to be the same Liberian people, but with different policy, with different agreement, and you have to accept those agreements that will be there for the people. Plain and clear.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Kane. Thank you, Liz, for saying all of these things to the Liberian people. And then move to the line. I need to take a few calls and get from our people on all of the things we've been discussing here. I know it's 18 more minutes to go. So let's move to the line quickly to hear from our people. 0770-203-125. That's the number. Please, 1 minute. We don't want you hurry and put in with all these kind of things. So let's call out. Good evening. Yes, go ahead, my brother. Yes.
I agree. But just 12 months ago, this senator who was getting poll will shut up on the radio and say, I will stop anybody that will talk to Joseph Waka. Then he's going to CSC, then I will look at the teaching like because of new political party. I'll let you go for a new political party. I get angry because we see a same guys will be coming around like a fly. Then people show up. I really don't know. We cannot go work on him. I know never been money won't go to the I'm telling you, I'm no fellow. I'll put them for him. For me, I want people mile of never go pay for him because they say he was stop talking. I'm not for me. I was being Christian there. I know that what is protecting, but if you don't get 9 years, because why? To save the people. So why will you bring the CNC?
All right, thank you. Like more calls 0770-203-125. When they may join the other political party, well, that's a choice. Any political party you want to join, but we should hold them accountable when they are not doing the right thing. I think that's what matters. But for political parties, well, it's up to them. For me, I have no issues with anybody. Any political party have a choice. That's it. In fact, give other Liberians the chance to also to freely associate and to disassociate. 0770-203125, the WhatsApp number is also there. You can also place in your calls on that number to those of you who are also watching. Yes, indeed, and also ask a question, Mr. Kana, or you want, if you want to also be part of the show and see, have your own input on the show here this evening, we're going to welcome that. So again, 0770-203125. That's the number. Let me see this caller. So this caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, my brother, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Jones K. Betty calling from Single this evening, and good evening to a listening audience. Let me hear portraits the very first caller. Yeah, let me be honest. We have to be serious with this nation. You know, we need honest people, men and women, with integrity to lead this country now. See what we now found ourselves. President Walker condemned the use of argument, so many things. Presidential flag being chat up by the president being this. He doing almost all those things he condemned yesterday. Is he now right first class? Is he now
talking about the private jet?
You know, we have to be serious. In a very serious country, President Walker will be made to resign. All those things he condemned yesterday, he doing those things that he condemned yesterday. And you found the very liberal who are going through the page of those things coming out to support President Walker, we support the United Party. Even get some of you people who are telling today, this president yesterday condemned this. What is he doing the same? Why is he doing the same? No, we have to be serious in this country. Till we are serious as people, the country is not moving nowhere. See the election building that's going in fire. Election to be 10 million. You found EPS officer guarding it, and you found contradicting information from the circle of the presidency. What sort of people will take the president to mail to also who is the head or who is the owner of that 10 million video?
All right, thank you. So this caller, good evening.
Good evening, man. Good evening to all the strong people in the studio this evening. Lorenzo Bobby, you my neighbor a long time.
Thank you, my brother, for joining us. Yes, indeed, a long time. Thank God at least that you're back with us.
Thank you. Let me say good evening to Sekou also. Sekou, how are you and your family? For me, I'm good. Thank God.
We're doing great. Thank you.
We will not blame nobody, neighbor. The reason why I will not blame nobody, my blame will start from the past government, CDC. Because we do believe that the Unity Party government ruled for 12 years. They were unable to settle our lives after we came from the Civil War. So we did understand that, we understood that they were corrupt. And the CDC government came to power. People would say, well, our own country better. And he will come and make the change. Now, it was a big mistake we did. But however, I don't blame the unit the government of the CDC. If CDC government could proceed readily, it would be the end of Unity Party. Unity Party would be there a long time. No way they would succeed. But they succeeded because they themselves, they killed the procedure wrongly that the Liberian people flushed out. And now we are now in the shoes of Unity Party. Now, Unity Party we believe that Unity Party will also do the same as they did in the past 12 years. So it's now time we test the good water, whether it's hot or cold or warm. It is our choice now to think about another party, not the CDC government, not the Unity Party government. It is time for us to set anywhere. We got ANC, we got other parties, Liberian people. It is time for us to know what time it is.
All right.
Let's try another party.
All right. Thank you so much, Mawate, also on the line here with us on this beautiful Wednesday evening. Good evening to you, Mawate.
Afternoon to my son born. My son may born with tire, with door, with a tire. The color I just left it now. No. Liberia, let us change our heart. Liberia don't have door for this country. That is the problem we're facing. Liberia don't have door for this country, therefore. This is what the people talking. Liberia will get off and good for them, for the power who will walk in the rain, in the sun. See the people come with cry. Joseph Plaga today, coming down for Italy to farm, they show you all red carpet. The country is unbearable. I'm lying to you. I'm not living. But we do difficulties. The past comment, we don't have people in the comment, we're not working in the comment, but remember when you so sell, you go sell it back for you, you eat, you pay a very school fee. So today, they left program people are selling, you get ready to get by it. They get by it, no money. The place is very wicked. And what will bring it wrong? Upon Alex, the wickedness, the dream, the control of someone, we're all in web, the perfect there. We stay in over there, we stay suffering. Now, people, they are very wicked. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, it's not easy. But keep the calls coming. We'll take a few more calls. 0770-203-125. That's the number to call this evening. Yes, indeed. Talk to your leaders. Talk to your people. The people that you're always voting for. The people who always give you positions. You're always in the rain, the sun, and you may call. You're always with them, you know, and they're always promising you that they will make the change. But when they get there, it's not easy. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening to you, sir.
Yes, my dear, go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
My name is Zina Dixon, and I call you from my rural resident.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead, my brother.
You know, it's not hard to talk your big brother. Liberian issue, we are the cause of our own problem. You know, so many days I said with a lot of my friends, you know, I said to all the people, you know, someday they talk a lot of things, I just laugh. You see, we kept doing it like the people say here there. We just kept doing the same thing over and over and over. Why is it that if people will come to us every time, you know, they will fool all with the same story, and you know, at the end, we will not see them doing anything good. They will be passing around here doing their own thing, seeking their own interests, but yet still we stay running behind them. You know, someday I said that thing, I said, where have we really gone wrong? You know, why again, you know, people they have to talk.
And that's the question that will bewitch us. No, I'm just adding to you. I said yes, and that's the thing that someone want to ask. Who will bewitch us?
I tell you something serious. I'll tell you somebody the other day. I said, even take Jesus Christ and carry in our house there, the people will still corrupting. He will still be corrupt. And you understand? Because the people who even hoping with Japan will say they are represent, they want to represent us. That one of the people that want to go really got a serious issue in the country. They got a serious issue because they will be the one pushing our agenda, you know, seeking our interest. When they go in our house there, they only they hear money when you wake up, the other man, they causing one another. You on Facebook, you listen to the news, you hear today, the other man, they sit down there, they projecting a certain amount of $1,000 for their own interest. While people are here, you know, dying in the various hospitals. So, I mean, since school open, you know how many students sitting home, their parents can't even afford to pay the balance tuition that they owe them. They sitting home. I mean, people are...
Thank you. I know how you feel, but it's nice. Mr. Connor, I think we can use the remaining, I think either 7 more minutes to go. Yes, at least.
Definitely, I'll go to Mount. Let Mount the people.
You know, I listen to our people, and the one thing for all the callers, the one conclusion that I took from that statement is the fact that they are fully aware that the two major political parties are failure. Yeah. They know that. That's something that they are aware of. And from the call, every single one of them made almost the same point. They know. The question is, like we started from yesterday, why make it so hard for you to try something different? That's the question. Because you know, my brother, you don't need to go to school to identify failure. You don't. So the problem is more of the emotional aspect. You've seen the reality, the logic is there. It's written on the wall in bold print. We are there. We say, we are came from slum community. He can identify with the poor people. But it was because we got Joseph Walker.
More quickly, 1 minute. Let me take this WhatsApp caller. Emmanuel Davis, good evening. Go ahead. Quickly, please, 1 minute. Yes, Emmanuel, go ahead. Good evening.
Am I on the show?
Yes, you live on the Sktv show.
Yeah, let me just make a point, my dear brother. The problem is the
is not about forming new political parties. The problem is about the players. And that we put all one in a new battle. They make no difference. Our problem is the same people that are in other government that stole our money to new political party. What difference does that make? The only difference is the need, but they are the same old people, the same attitude, the same lifestyles. So in the number of forming political party, nobody will be forming a political party and they come with back door.
All right.
All the street talk at the end of the day, people stay there. So the problem is not about the new political party. The problem there is system. The same people still coming from one place to another place. It's like a transfer market. So that's the problem that we're facing.
All right. Thank you, Emmanuel. We don't have less of a time. Yes, go ahead, Mark. Yeah.
Well, like I was saying, they know the reality. Nobody needs to tell them. They can see it, they live it, they experience it. The only question is, it's not a matter of choice. It's all about the psychological aspect of trying something differently. We got tons of options. I think the last time I checked, there were almost like 39 or 40 that contested the going election. Like I said, you can form your own theory all you want, but the reality is you cannot keep doing the same thing over and over. You cannot reward failure with success. And they know that. You want to say that we have problem with we are. Okay, I'm now a fan of we are. But if you believe that Joseph Boakai is doing almost the same thing as we are, then we are cannot be the one as an option. You got Musa Belete, you got Cummins over there, you got Clarence Moluba, you got Simeon Fremont, you got Tewan Gongo. Just try something different and see what works. That's all you need to do. I'm not telling you, complain about the country history, how many years. No, you have seen the last two. They were there before. You rinse, wash, and repeat. They have given you nothing but failure. So why not try something different? That's all I bring people to do. Nobody curse you. You just need to play by a different set of rules and get out of the comfort zone. You know, they gotta say, they say the lion is the king of the jungle. But a lion that you are grooming the zoo cannot be king of the jungle because you are in a comfortable environment. He was not in the jungle, right? He grew up in the zoo. That's the same thing. You try these people, they give you result. You have seen the result. You are not satisfied with the result. The biggest thing you can do for yourself, just try another candidate. Cross United Party and CDC off your list and see what will happen in our country. Let's roll the dice and see what will happen. That's all. That's my only talking point for today. Because you guys have shown that these two political institutions, whether you like them or not, whether you are in love with President Weah because of his charisma, he's a celebrity, God gave him the gift. We cannot take nothing from President Weah. But when it comes to the leadership and your children's future, he didn't perform to expectation. That's why we went for a retiree. The retiree is doing exactly what we are there, or maybe in some instances, even what worse than we are. Then why should you try these two? That all, Mr. Kanye, I'll leave it with you. I think you can take us home for the day. That's all I can say, my brother.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mong. I'm sorry that I came on a little late today, but I mean, it was a good show. I really enjoyed it. So, Mong, you know, I couldn't agree more. We have a lot of other candidates, but at least for now, the CMC political leader and the CMC as a party doing things differently from any other political party in the history of our country. No promises, no false promises. CMC is doing exactly what a government is supposed to be doing. And we are not government yet. Building bridges, building roads, going to places that car never went before. They never seen car. Since 1847, places that they never saw bridge. Building bridges in those areas, building roads, building schools. I mean, what do you ask for? What do you want? You want something different. That's something totally different from everybody else. So if you should give anybody a chance to try different thing altogether besides the CDC and the Unity Party, try the CMC, because we already started showing you what we would do. If you give me a chance, we'll do better. But now we are doing something already for you. So the best you can do to at least try another party, since you all agree now that both the CDC and the Unity Party were failures, so let's try something else. I believe at this point, CMC is the best option for Liberia. If we want to change our country, we want to change the way things are done in our country, if we believe in development and change in the future of our children, CMC is the answer. And that's why Liberians are gravitating towards the CMC.
Thank you, Mr. Khan, and thanks to Monk. Thanks to all of our viewers, our listeners. We got to go home. No time. Tomorrow, by the grace of God, we'll be here to interact with our people, and we hope and pray that you will be here with us as soon as possible, Mr. Khan. But thanks to all of you. We got to go. Thank you so much. That's it, people. That's our society, our country. For me, whether we like it or not, I think the system is terrible. Like Brother Edward was asking as to what I mean by that. Brother Edward, even in the U.S., the system that I got all of you there in the U.S., but back home here, the system of ours is terrible until even when people come down, they join the same bad system and do anything they want to do. Good night. Think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. Thank you so much from my end. I'm John Sime Ponkura. See you on tomorrow by the grace of the Almighty.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers are giving us here and the promise of them. The work of my life without again.
I lyrical
Master.
Play Paris, who make on you. I can't ask Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And you no money, and I go. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't clear ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't clear ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the thing, and I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lopa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise from best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.